This is footage of my Moonkin spec Druid in PvP in Wrath of the Lich King. You can see my blog for more details on my gear. Most of it came from Honor from Battlegrounds and from Wintergrasp. So here I'm going to see which alliance players are attacking the top of Blood Elf Tower. I cyclone a Resto Druid, find another Resto Druid here, and I try to knock the second Druid off the tower with Typhoon. He doesn't fall all the way down, but between Starfall and Wrath Spam and the other Horde players here, we managed to burn both healers down. I help finish off that Ret Pally, and then this last alliance player is a mage, and I get the kill there with a nice Wrath crit. So I go across the bridge. The alliance res wave comes up. There's about 6 of them. It's just me and a Horde hunter. So I quickly turn right here, use Typhoon to knock them back. I also have Nature's Grasp, so a warrior was temporarily rooted, but the warrior pops Bladestorm, and so he can't be CC'd. So I pop Starfall right here, load him up with dots as I'm kiting, so there's Moonfire, and then Insect Swarm. I take him to the back of the tower where he's out of line of sight of his healers, and I burn him down with some other Horde players. So most of this fight, when we're facing the Alliance Resto Druids on top of the hill, there's 2 of them, and that is definitely 1 Resto Druid can be tough to bring down, but 2 supported by a lot of DPS is tough. So right here you can see I got an Eclipse proc, and I get boom back-to-back 10k crits on a Ret Pally. I come up to the crown of the hill here, use Typhoon to knock the Alliance players down and to put the Daze effect on them. I switch targets right here to a lock running by me to cyclone him, go back to my primary target, but between those 2 Resto Druids, it's not going to be possible for me to kill anybody, and at this point all the other Horde players are dead. So I kite out of line of sight. I've got Rejuve and Life Plume ticking, heal myself up a bit with Nourish, and then I was going to kite around the backside of the tower, but unfortunately I get feared, so I pop Barkskin, and I actually run by all these Alliance players, and I'm hotting myself up enough just to keep me alive while I'm creating a gap with Travel Form. So I've got multiple Life Plume stacks running right now, using Nourish, and then kite away and heal myself up, back up to full. Life Plume is a very mana-intensive ability, but it's usable on the move, and that's part of what makes it good for PvP. So here I knock this Resto Druid down the hill. I've got Eclipse proc, so I start hitting him with Starfire, and you see I get an 8300 crit there, and then a 9k crit there. But he's receiving a lot of heals, probably from that other Resto Druid. So I'm in a tight spot here. I hop myself up, switch to travel form, and kite away. And here, I just need to get enough out of range. And one thing I should mention, I'll list the add-ons that I'm using um, on my blog, but I use something called range display. So you can see there's a little number above my head. It says 30 to 35 right now. That's how far I am away from my target. So that gives me an idea of what kind of spells and attacks I can use, whether I can cyclone, etc. So I was getting hit pretty hard, got CC'd, popped Barkskin, came down the hill, healed myself, and then I give 2 drive-by hots to that chamois to make sure that she doesn't go down. And then I pop Starfire here and help burn down this Retribution Paladin. So the Alliance players are still holding the top of the hill, so I pop Starfire, come to the top, strafe, cut the angle, and then knock several of them off the hill with Typhoon. So I'm just trying to be disruptive. At this point, Horde is winning the match, but I want to keep some of them busy at Blood Elf Tower. There's a res wave that just popped up, so I have to go back toward the bridge. I've got myself hotted up, and unfortunately, when I cut the angle here on the bridge, you'll see there's some Alliance players coming, so I'm basically trapped. I've got nowhere to go. And what I should have done right here is I should have popped Nature's Grasp, but I waited too long to do it. You'll see here in a second, I get swarmed by some melees, and they burn me down. Yeah, red players everywhere. All right, so heading back toward Blood Elf Tower again. Sometimes, like when I'm on the move, if I'm hotting myself up and DPSing, I'll just stay in normal Tauren form. But as soon as I can open up with DPS, I switch into Moonkin. And you see there, I just switched from a DK target to a caster target, and that's because DKs have an anti-magic bubble that they can pop. So I want to stay on a target that doesn't have an escape button like that. So Chamois pops Bloodlust here, so now we've got really, really high haste. Retribution Paladin gets on me. This is the same guy that I burned down with those two back-to-back 10k crits. And he keeps attacking me throughout the video, which is pretty funny. All right, so Res Wave popped up, and here's something really important. So I popped Typhoon on that group, so that not only knocks them back, but it dazes them and slows their movement. And I'm buying time for us to clear the top of the hill here before that other Res Wave can come up and assist them. I've got Eclipse, so I'm using Starfire, get some nice back-to-back crits, and then finish off the Chamois. So like I said, you'll hear different opinions on Eclipse. I've tried a lot of different balance specs in PvP for Battlegrounds and Arena, and I definitely think Eclipse is worth having because, when it procs, it gives you another tool to use to help burst people down. You'll notice, like throughout the video, most of my cast time spells are Wrath, probably more than 90% of them, but I squeeze in Starfires when appropriate. So there you can see I use Typhoon to help clear the top of the hill, knock people down so I'm out of line of sight, and got myself hotted up and then keep healing. So right here, Retribution Paladin's coming. I pop Nature's Grasp, and a lot of times it'll slow a Paladin down just a bit because they have to burn a cooldown, Blessing of Freedom, to get out of the roots. So I dotted him up, popped Starfall, and then Wrath and burned him down. So DK's on me, so I'm strafe kiting away. As I'm kiting away, I pop Trents. And the Trents are great because they do physical damage. So even if the DK pops his anti-magic bubble, my Trents can still help finish him off. I come down the hill here, I get crowd controlled, and then I pop, I'm spamming Typhoon as soon as I get out to knock him down the hill, create a gap, and then burn him down. This red pally comes back, and he's trying to kill me. There's like 5 horde players there. I managed to finish the battleground with a respectable 13 killing blows and second on damage. Hope you enjoyed the video.